dang.
Everybody come to the Breakfast Club. I call this the hot seat.
Can I live?
You are out of control. I can't even deal with you.
Y'all are so petty. Why are y'all so petty?
The world's most dangerous morning show. DJ Envy.
Captain of this bitch.
Angela Yee.
I stay in everybody's business, but in a good way.
Charlamagne the God.
The ruler rubbing you the wrong way.
The Breakfast Club.
Ain't for everybody.
Good morning, USA.
Yo 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 yo.
Good morning, Angela Yee.
Good morning, DJ MV.
Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. It's Monday.
Yes, it's Monday. Back to the work week.
Back to the work week, man. Don't talk to me if your team is 1-5 and my team is 5-1, okay? Because we are not the same, all right? Especially if we're in the same division. Somebody's clearly a top. Somebody's clearly a power bottom in this equation.
That's what I'm
all
talking
right?
about.
Drop one of clues bombs for my Dallas Cowboys, 5-1 out here in these NFL streets. You want to say anything about your team?
Yeah, drop a bomb for Logan'sburg Catholic High School team. They're
is that?
undefeated.
Who is that?
They're ranked number, I believe, 2 or 3 in the country. So shout to them.
Oh, that's your son's team.
My son's team, my little Logie's team. You know,
should,
they undefeated.
You should root for your son's team.
Weekend.
Root for your son's
I
team,
am.
and not for the Cowboys' sons, the New York Giants. All right, that's who the New York Giants are. They're our sons, just like everybody else in the NFC East is our sons. All right, and let's be clear, we got a bye week this week, so I got 14 days to remind y'all that we're 5-1 and on our way to the Super Bowl. Drop one of the clues bombs for my Dallas Cowboys again. Oh yeah, I know you're wishing the worst on us. I know you are. I know yesterday you watched that game and you was like, man, please let them lose just so I can come in there and talk crazy.
I did.
On Monday morning.
I did.
But no.
I made a bad decision. I decided to take my 2 sons to the game over the weekend.
Why would you put them through that kind of trauma?
So I took them to the game. You know, the first quarter was pretty good. We were actually up 3-0. It felt good. Like the stadium felt good.
Oh,
it was great. We were bonding. And then the second quarter happened.
No, trauma bonding over a 1-5 team. That's what y'all were doing.
This was the first time ever. Like, my sons are the ones that want to stay to the last minute.
They're like, Daddy, let's go. Let's go watch the Cowboys.
Third quarter, it was like, Dad, you ready? I'm like, you ready? They're like, yeah, you ready to get up out of here? We've seen enough. So, we bonded. We had a good time.
Yeah, y'all trauma bonded over that trash-ass team. Let's not talk about trash. Let's talk about 5-1.
And $15 for chicken fingers. But other than that,
nobody got time to be talking about trash. Let's talk about 5-1. Dallas Cowboys, baby. We out here, okay? And just let the record show what you saw yesterday was the heart of a champion. All right, you saw a team. Saw a team that's built to win a championship, display the heart of champions by winning in overtime against the New England Patriots. Drop one of the clues bombs for my Dallas Cowboys.
They dropped the bomb for them already. Stop that bomb. And shout to the 2011 champions. They were actually there. Manning, Victor Cruz, and most others. They were there for halftime. They were there. We honored them. It was the 10-year anniversary. So shout to the 2011 New York City Giants, the champs.
And you got to look on the bright side. All right? I understand.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay? We got a great show this morning, though.
Young Thug will be joining us. Thugger.
Yeah, man. You know, it was interesting. He was in town this weekend for SNL.
Saturday Night Live, yep.
Yeah, so he came to the Breakfast Club on Friday. Mm-hmm. And we sat and chopped it up for like 70 minutes. First time I've ever met or even had a conversation with Young Thug in any capacity.
Yeah, I wasn't here. I was actually in Phoenix. I met him maybe a week beforehand at the BET Hip Hop Awards. Good brother. We spoke for a second, and he was excited to come to the Breakfast Club, but I wasn't here. I heard the interview was amazing, so we'll get that on in a little bit. And then we got front page news. What we talking about, Yeezy?
Well, let's talk about women's basketball and Dawn Staley, a historic 7-year, $22.4 million contract for women's basketball coach Dawn Staley.
Come on now, drop on the clues bombs for the South Carolina Gamecocks women's basketball team. Damn it!
All right, we'll get into that next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. I don't even think I should do the scores, but I'll do it for people out there. Vikings beat the Panthers 34-28. Rams beat the Giants 38-11. The Chiefs beat the Washington 31-13. The Bengals beat the Lions. Cowboys beat the Patriots in overtime.
Drop on the clues bombs for the Cowboys.
We dropped 3 bombs for them already.
All right, that was a great game, by the way.
Steelers beat the Seahawks. The Jaguars beat the Dolphins. Ravens beat the Chargers. Colts beat the Texans, the Packers beat the Bears, the Cardinals beat the Browns, and the Raiders beat the Broncos. And the Chicago Sky defeated the Phoenix Mercury for the first WNBA championship win. So congratulations to them.
Congrats to them, yes.
And what else we got, Yeezy?
Well, let's talk about the University of South Carolina. Dawn Staley is now the highest paid black head coach in her sport and one of the highest paid women's basketball coaches in the country. She's making $22.4 million in her contract for 7 years.
Wow.
Here's what she had to say.
I think today is a big day for me, and I don't really like shining the spotlight on me, but it's also a huge day for the game of women's basketball and for gender equity.
Man, drop on the clues bombs for Dawn Staley. What she's done for the South Carolina women's basketball, team is just it's incredible.
That's amazing.
Like they are contenders every year because of Dawn Staley. So salute to Dawn Staley. That's my wife's alma mater, the University of South Carolina. Salute to 803 Gamecocks all day.
All right, and a Louisiana state trooper who accused his colleagues of being involved in the death of Ronald Greene and of an internal cover-up says that he was notified that he will be fired. Carl Cavalier gave an interview in June, and he talked about what he believed was an internal cover-up to protect the troopers that were involved in Ronald Greene's death. So there was a video that shows that Greene was tased, kicked, and punched by these officers before he died in their custody. But the family was told that he died in a car crash. But the body camera and dash camera video released to the public 2 years later actually tell a completely different story of what happened. Here's what he had to say.
These guys are actively covering up a murder. It can happen to anyone. My family member, your family member, I just want the right thing to be done. Yeah, so I consider it a murder because why else would we hesitate to be transparent about it? Why else would we not do our jobs and hold these guys accountable? Why else? What other reason? There are still videos that still remain under lock and key.
Hesitant to be transparent is sugarcoating it. They lied, right? Yeah. Am I hearing this wrong?
The videos show a completely different story that absolutely contradicts what they claim happened.
They lied. Mm-hmm. It's like from what I'm hearing.
Now, according to Cavalier, he told CNN he received a termination letter last week from State Police Superintendent Lamar Davis. An investigation found that he violated department policies and procedures. And so now he has filed a lawsuit where he alleges his complaints went ignored and several of his superiors racially discriminated against him for years. So imagine this happens and you speak out, because this was back in 2019, and then they treat you crazy at your job, even though you're the only one doing what's right. All right, well, that is your front page news.
All right, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up right now. Maybe you had a great weekend, or maybe your weekend was kind of long.
I had a fantastic weekend. My weekend was amazing. Okay.
Well, hit us up right now, or maybe you're tired because you stayed up all night watching Versuz. Did y'all watch Versuz last night?
I definitely watched Versuz. After I watched the Dallas Cowboys bust the New England Patriots ass, I definitely turned to Versuz and watched Versuz.
Versuz was great last night. All right, well, get it off your chest. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
I'm dialing.
Hey, what you doing, man?
I'm dialing. I'm calling you.
This is your time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed. 800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
What, Trav? What?
What's up, MV?
What
Hey,
do you want,
Trav.
Trav?
Don't talk to Trav like that.
Hey, yo, where's
Hey,
my girl at? Where's Shara at?
I'm right here, sis.
Hey, how about them Cowboys, baby? We going to the bowl.
Drop on the clues bombs for the power top to the NFC East, baby. We on top of everybody, Trav.
Hey, we looking good. Hey, every your Giants suck. We beating out every NFC East team. We gonna take over the NFC. We going to the bowl, baby.
You know what was so good about that game yesterday, Trav? Like, that was a game that historically over the years the Cowboys have lost. Exactly.
That's right.
But just to see them come back from adversity the way they did, oh, man, and Diggs. I got to get me a Diggs jersey.
All right, enough.
And his number is 7-2. That's God's number. I got to get me a Diggs jersey, man. Diggs is a beast.
Hey, man. Hey, that boy Diggs looking good. Can you dig it?
All right. Hello, who's this?
Hey, good morning, Envy. Good morning, Charlamagne. Good morning, Angela.
Rick, what up, King?
Rick,
Hey.
what up?
Hey, what's going on? Hey, Charlamagne.
Yes, sir.
How you laughing at Envy about bringing up the 2011 Giants when y'all ain't win nothing since the 90s?
I ain't bring it up, though.
Envy, you got to shoot back when he says stuff like this, man, because he be trying to shame us like we ain't winning the last decade. He ain't winning like 30 years.
Listen. Y'all talking about the past. I'm talking about the now. I'm talking about the fact that we're 5-1 and y'all 1-5.
We just got to be quiet now.
But we are doing bad. But he always do this to himself. You think the Super Bowl, the Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl? You are crazy.
Rick, first of all, you're not. Are you watching football this year, sir? Are you tapped out?
I have. I watched the bum ass Giants.
So you telling me that the Dallas Cowboys don't look like a Super Bowl contender?
They look like a Super Bowl contender until they in the NFC East. But
Listen,
when they go to play out the team, they're gonna look crazy.
Rick, we just got to be quiet right now. Just let him. Just let it go to the end.
I just don't want him to be gloating this much.
Well, we can't do anything about it right now, Rick. You see how the team looks like.
Y'all are basing this on history, which I can totally understand. But you know as well as I do that things change, and those Dallas Cowboys are very different this year. It's obvious.
Rick, we just can't talk to him. Hello, who's this?
What's up, Breakfast Club?
What's happening, King?
What up, brother?
Hey, man, I got to tell you, man, that Versuz last night was incredible.
It was.
Yeah, it was special.
KRS-One, I mean, he's a teacher, man. He's lyrically, he's oh my goodness, he's a problem.
Man,
but we knew that already.
It brings back so many memories because I remember my uncle. He 7 years older than me. He used to buy the tapes. And I remember he had the vinyl of Criminal Minded, and I remember listening to it. And, man, I was just reciting all the words, all the lyrics, all the songs to both artists, man. Incredible. It wasn't a fair matchup musically, though. I mean, KRS-One's catalog is just way, way longer and deeper than Kane. But, I mean, showmanship-wise, performance-wise, it was fantastic to see. Man, knowledge reigns supreme.
All right, brother. Thank you, bro.
All right.
That was a great Versuz last night. Shout to Swizz, shout to Timberland. Man, it was amazing. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Let's go.
This is your time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed.
Say it with your chest.
We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
So if you got something on your mind, let it out.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is D from the D. What up, though?
What up, Doe? Get it off your chest, brother.
Yeah, man, I love the Versuz last night, man. I think the actual first time I seen it and all, you know what I'm saying? KRS definitely won. But I just wanted to bring up, I love how Big Daddy Kane was paying homage to everybody, but he forgot one of his original Juice Cruise members.
Who?
Biz Markie.
No, he didn't. He started it off by shouting out Biz Markie.
Oh, man, I was late.
You must have tuned in a little late. It's okay.
That was the first thing he did. He was like, rest in peace, Biz Markie, and he said if Biz was right here, this is what Biz would do. Nah, he started off with Biz.
He started it off with Biz. He definitely did that.
Oh, thank God. I'm gonna have to watch the replay of that day.
But you know, I realized like a lot of my young folks was hitting me up last night because after the Jadakiss. I keep saying after the Lox Diplomat versus, I was saying Jadakiss showed a KRS level of MCing, right? A KRS level of showmanship, crowd control. And a lot of the youngins was hitting me up last night saying, yo, I see what you mean by that now. You know?
KRS is a problem. I always loved KRS, but KRS used to ish on Queens all the time. But what he put on last night and the freestyles and oh man, he put on the show last night. He's
one of the best. I mean, we know that already though, but
we do.
One of the best to ever do it.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, Charlamagne. This is Wilson from Providence, Rhode Island, man.
Peace, King. How you?
I was in Rhode Island this weekend. What up, brother? Get off your chest.
I'm good, guys. Stilettos. You're at Stilettos, huh?
Yeah, I was at Stilettos this weekend.
All right. Hey, first of all, I want to say God is good. God is good. God is great all the time. I hit 60 grand on a scratch ticket Saturday morning.
Look at that. Look at God.
Wow.
Nice. 60 grand.
Congrats.
What you gonna do with that money, though?
That's exciting.
Hey, put it down on the house.
There you go.
Down on the house, baby.
Look at God.
There you go.
But I'm happy to be talking with y'all. I listen to y'all every morning, man. Y'all rock my boat.
Okay.
That's good.
Your bum-ass Cowboys, man, and your bum-ass Cowboys, Charlamagne. Don't drop another bomb on them, because I'm from over here, man. You can't keep on dropping bombs on us.
I don't see how you can call a team that's 5-1 bums.
He's a Patriots fan.
Especially after they beat y'all last night in overtime the way that we did.
We got to give you a little taste of the juice. You've been doing it for too long.
Word, you wilding this morning. You ain't pausing nothing, huh? You just out here raw with it.
Hello, who's this?
Yo, this is Joe, man.
Yo, Joe. What up? Get off your chest.
What's up, man? Yo, Charlamagne, that was a good game, man, but I can't wait till the Dallas Cowboys get their heart broken later on this year, man. It's going to be so hysterical, man.
I know that's what y'all waiting on. I know that's what y'all waiting on.
Wait. I called back because the first time I called you were late. And I love how you showed up on time today to make sure to get off your the Cowboys.
You know it.
Yeah, you're really showing your colors, Charlamagne.
Well, let me tell you something. Regardless if I was on time or late, we got a bye week this week, so I got 14 days to remind y'all that we 5-1 on the way to the Super Bowl.
Oh my! And here we go. 2 weeks into this.
I'm just letting you know. Just letting you know.
One more thing I want to get off my chest. Hey, Envy.
Yes, sir.
I love how you just curve every time you got to say car show now. You can't say Coachella. I find that so funny when you're promoting your car show now. That is so hysterical. Because you used to be so happy to say Coachella and so much energy, and now it's just like, oh, come to my car show.
Hey, without it happen if you get sued once or twice.
Yeah, I guess so, man. Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday.
Well, come to my car show in Detroit. That is October 30th. I did a little hype for you. Celebrity cars, exotic cars, and all that.
Why don't you call it Drive Your Dreams, like how you was, you know what I mean? Like,
it's a little
promote
bit.
the brand.
I call it both. I call it Drive Your Dreams in my car show.
I think Coachella treated you the way the Dallas Cowboys treating the NFC East right now. Okay,
stop it.
We just running through the whole division. All right. Okay.
My goodness.
Know when you're lost.
Get it off
Except
your
when
chest.
you lost.
800-585-1051 if you need to vent. You can hit us up. Now we got rumors on the way.
Yes, and Bow Wow has had enough of this Millennium tour. We'll tell you what's going on.
All right, we'll get into that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
It's time. She's spilling the tea.
This is The Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
All right, well, do you know how much Squid Game is going to generate for Netflix?
How much?
According to internal documents, just under $900 million.
Wow. How did they determine that, though?
Well, apparently these documents talk about how much it costs to produce. You know how much it costs to produce the whole series?
Mm-hmm.
How much?
$21.4 million. So that's about $2.4 million an episode.
But I'm saying, how do they make money? Because it's not like you're, paying to watch Squid Game. You got a subscription to Netflix. Are you doing? Is it new subscribers that they bring in?
They talk about impact value. So it's a metric that they use that operates a subscription model, and that's how they gauge the financial importance of shows. So
it's not actual money. It's what it would generate. I don't know.
Because there's no advertisements.
Well, they look at the number of subscribers, and if it generates a huge number of people who subscribe, there's people who will subscribe just to watch a particular show.
Mm-hmm.
So they're saying it's a great return on investment. They think that 89% of people who started Squid Game watched at least 75 minutes, and that 87 million people finished the series in the first 23 days of it being online.
I finished it this weekend. I finished it Saturday.
But you know what's number one right now?
What?
That I started watching season 3.
Oh, yeah. My wife started watching that this weekend, too.
Mm-hmm. I saw like 5 episodes so far. That's my show, too. So.
I didn't like the ending of Squid Game, bro.
Well, don't tell me I didn't see it.
Yeah. They're already talking about a part 2.
But you got to.
All right. Now, Bow Wow is saying that he's had enough of the Millennium Tour. And Bow Wow and Omarion are headliners with support from Ashanti, Soulja Boy, and a lot of other people. It all kicked off October 1st in L.A. It's supposed to run through late November, but he was on social media, and he was basically saying, bet you they can't do nothing without me. We're going to see tonight in Atlanta. Tell me how the show goes. But he was there, by the way. Angela Simmons was also on stage, and he actually kind of serenaded her on stage. And here's what else he had to say.
Who the best performer on the Millennium Tour? Who? Me. It's my tour now. I invented the Scream Tour. Look at the font. Look at the color. I invented this. They opened up for me. I invented this whole wave. I can't help it if I get the most cheers.
Shad sound like you want to say, why you being weird to me?
Now, Spectacular responded, now, little Bow Wow, simmer down now. And he responded to Spectacular, you've been my opening act your whole career. Now, where the lies? Chill out. This ain't about you, Magic Mike. And then he went on to talk about all the complaining on the tour. He said, here's the truth. I do 15 minutes every night. I can't even do my full songs, and I still be busting folks. And he said, people think the fans don't complain about my set being 15 minutes. Only way I show up tonight if I do my full set straight up. And then he said, this might be my last show. I've had enough.
Why is he only 15 minutes if he's one of the headliners?
Well, maybe because there's a lot of people performing, so they just might not have enough time for everybody to do too much.
They the ones that should get 15 minutes. Shad should get,
They might have 15 minutes.
An hour, right? If he's the headliner, I would think.
Yeah, they might have 15 minutes. I don't understand why they all beefing. I mean, none of them have new music. So this is a tour that they're all making money off of feeding their families from. They should just continue with the store. It sells out everywhere.
I saw Sammy jumped into it too. He said, I don't do all that Twitter, IG back and forth. I let it all out on stage though. So for anyone who forgot who's the pioneer of this movement and culture you're witnessing, you know now it's me, Sammy. Put some respect on my name.
Sammy's on the tour?
Yeah.
Will the real pioneer stand up? Who's the real pioneer? I mean, honestly, I would have to give it to Bow Wow and B2K, though.
It was Bow Wow and B2K.
When I think of the Scream tour, I think of Bow Wow and B2K.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now congratulations to Eve and her husband, Maximilian Cooper. They are expecting their first child together.
Congrats.
So she announced that she was pregnant. She showed a photo of her baby bump. They got married back in 2014. He does have 4 kids from a previous relationship, but this is their first child together. So she had spoken in the past about the issues that she's had, her fertility challenges. While she was co-hosting on the talk, she talked about having a myomectomy to remove fibroids. She said, my husband and I, we've been trying. We've been doing certain things. And for me, I understand where Emma was coming from with the endometriosis, because at the beginning of the year, I had a procedure called a myomectomy to get rid of fibroids.
Well, dropping the clues bombs for Eve and her husband.
They're doing
Congratulations.
February. And congratulations to Javante Davis and Vanessa. They shared that she has given birth, so they had their baby.
Nice. Congrats to them, too.
So congrats to the two of them. And he wrote blessing and posted a picture with the baby and all of that.
Congrats to Javante and his queen.
All right, and congrats to Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker. They are engaged. So this is her first time actually getting married. And he just proposed to her, so congrats to them. All right.
Well, they're not married yet.
I said it'll be her first time getting married.
Oh.
So congrats to them for getting engaged. And another couple who's engaged. There's a lot of congratulations this morning. Fallon and Jalen Banks. So as you know, this is all from Real Housewives of Atlanta, the drama that happened with Portia. Well, now Fallon, who already has 3 sons, is going to be getting married.
Which one's Fallon?
She's the one that was married to Portia's now, I guess, fiance.
Oh, okay.
And remember, they said that her and Portia were friends on the show.
Right. And she went to the house. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. All right. So that's a lot of congratulations going around. And that is your rumor report.
All right. Thank you, Miss Yee. Now, we got front page news next. What are we talking about?
Well, let's talk about your testicles. Not you specifically, MV, but would you put your testicles in a bath if it could mean that it's a form of birth control? So for males, this could be a birth control option for you.
All right, we'll talk about it when we come back. And don't forget, next hour, Young Thugger will be joining us. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Audible is your source for best-selling audiobooks, hot new releases, and popular podcasts, plus exclusive titles you can't find anywhere else. It's all in the one app. Get your first one free when you sign up for a 30-day trial at audible.com/breakfast club. Everybody, it's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Now in football, the Raiders beat the Broncos 34-24. Cardinals beat the Browns. The Packers beat the Bears. The Colts beat the Texans. Ravens beat the Chargers. The Jaguars, they beat the Dolphins 23-20. Now the Steelers beat the Seahawks. Cowboys beat the Patriots.
Say that one slow.
Bengals beat the
Go
Lions.
back, I didn't hear the last one.
You heard what I said.
Cowboys beat the Patriots what? In overtime, how much?
35-29. 31-13, the Chiefs won. The Bergen Catholic beat Joe's. That's my son's high school team. And the Vikings beat the Panthers 34-28.
The Giants guy used his toilet tissue yesterday for a nice diarrhea-driven poop. Okay?
All right.
And they're now 1-5. The power bottoms of the NFC. They're not even power bottoms. They're just bottoms at the NFC.
All right. Now the Chicago Sky defeated the Phoenix Mercury for their first WNBA championship win. So congrats to them.
Dropping the clues bonds for the Chicago Sky. You know our good friend Michelle Williams, Tanitra. She's a part owner of the Chicago Sky.
Nice.
Yes.
All right. What else we got, Yeezy?
All right. Well, let's talk about the testicle bath that can now be a birth control option for men. And this was created by a German scientist. It got the top prize at Germany's coveted Dyson Awards. And so basically, you would be putting your testicles in this like a little mini bathtub, and then you have to fill it up to this watermark that's in there. And it's an ultrasound-based, reversible, and hormone-free male contraceptive device that you can use at home. So what it does is it employs ultrasound deep heat for several minutes, and that temporarily halts sperm mobility in the testicles, which prevents swimmers from fertilizing the female egg. So they said the first time you use it, it has to be under the doctor's supervision. It takes 2 weeks to work, and then after that, you need to use it every couple of months for it to work.
And what does it do now?
It prevents it's birth control.
Stops your swimmers from swimming.
It stops you from actually getting sperm that'll swim, so it won't be able to fertilize an egg.
I got to do something. I might have to get snipped. My wife want me to get snipped.
You could try this and just do it every couple of months. Just put it in a little bathtub.
That doesn't seem like that don't seem like 100%. It seemed like, no.
I just want to do something to do something.
It's nice because there's no hormones, though, which I think is probably a good thing.
Your wife never want you to get snipped?
No, I'm going to do it myself this time.
Like, they tried it. They wanted a baby.
After this baby, we getting snipped.
Every time Envy has another baby, he says that's the last one.
No, I'm getting snipped this time.
Every time. And then he's like, we're trying to have
I never said
baby.
I'm getting snipped. I'm
every
getting
single
snipped.
year.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't tried for any of our 4 daughters, but, they keep coming because I keep coming. So I need to...
It's action in the house, that's right. But I'm getting snipped.
Yeah, I need to do something. She wants me to get snipped, so I think I'm going to have to get snipped.
All right,
You
now
go first.
Lawmakers in Philly have passed a legislation that bars cops from making minor traffic stops. According to critics, they say those traffic stops did unfairly target minorities. Duh, surprise, surprise. So they are expected to sign that legislation into law in the coming days. And that'll be a huge deal because that's the first one of its kind. And so basically in Philadelphia, there's about 1.6 million people. It's the first large U.S. city to ban traffic stops for low-level infractions. 97% of vehicle stops are for low-level infractions, according to the newspaper there. And they said that black drivers accounted for 72% of those stopped for vehicle code violations, despite only accounting for 43% of the population. So now they're not going to do that anymore.
Yeah, it sounds about white.
Right now, police are facing questions after a woman's body was found in a police van in Huntsville, Alabama. If you haven't already heard this story about Christina Nance, she was discovered October 7th in an unoccupied police van in the back corner of a parking lot at the Huntsville Public Safety Complex. And her family had reported her missing October 2nd. That officer noticed that shoes were next to the van. They approached the van and discovered her body inside. Windows on the van were observed to be open, and on this type of van, they popped outward. So according to reporters, they said it's department policy to keep these vans locked when they're not in use or occupied. So the family does have questions. It took them a while to even be able to get this footage. But they did show some grainy surveillance footage highlighting Christina Nance's movements on that day, September 25th, and the days following as she opened and closed the windows of the van. They said she's observed in the video walking around the parking lot. She lays down in the bushes at some point. She sits on the hood of a police car for some time. She approaches other cars in the parking lot, and all this happens for about 10 minutes before she enters the van in this very busy parking lot. So the family is saying the video surveillance footage is so grainy, they don't even know that it's her, but they are trying to get to the bottom and the truth of what happened to Christina Nance. All right, but again, our condolences go out to the family. That can't be something easy to have to deal with,
Definitely
not knowing what happened.
Yeah, definitely sending the family healing energy. Lord have mercy.
All right, well, that is your front page news.
All right, now when we come back, Thugger will be joining us. Young Thug, we're going to kick it with Young Thug.
We got to put this conversation in context, though. He was here this weekend
Friday
to do SNL, and so he came to the Breakfast Club on Friday. This is the first time I've ever had a conversation with Young Thug in any capacity. Ever. Never even met the brother.
Me too.
Yeah, I met him a week before at the BET Hip Hop Awards, so he came through Friday. I wasn't here. I was in Phoenix, so we're going to play that when we come back, so don't move.
And there's a history there. We got a history. Young Thug and I have at least a social media history.
He definitely posted a picture of you at one point.
Yeah, he said he wanted to...
And he did say he wanted to torture you.
He wanted to kidnap me
up.
and torture me. Yeah. He posted a picture of me one time just for no reason. I mean, it's little things like that, but it's nothing crazy. We'll talk about it.
All right, it's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Yep, it's the world's most dangerous morning show, The Breakfast Club. Charlamagne the God, Angela Yee, DJ Envy is not here, but we got a special guest in the building. His first time on The Breakfast Club. Do we call you Mr. Slime, Mr. Williams, Mr. Thug, Mr. Sex?
Maybe Young Thug.
Mr. Sex.
Mr. Sex.
Mr. Sex, okay.
How are you, sir? I'm happy to see you here, man, for
Looking
real.
very dapper.
Happy to see you too, man.
It's been a long time. What kept you away from The Breakfast Club all these years?
I don't know. I think just me and your misunderstanding. Oh my God. Freak.
Well, listen, let's address the elephant in the room first, though, because you and Charlamagne had exchanged.
That's what he just said. That's what I'm saying.
I'm trying to remember, even because that was so long ago. I guess that was over Birdman initially.
Yeah.
Charlamagne, man, torture you, boy. I told you, yeah, man, beat got you. Nigga beat that nigga up.
It was all talk. It's I never understood. Like I could have seen so far. We all just talking shit. It ain't no.
Oh, absolutely.
It wasn't never really like And then I was kind of young back then, though. I would admit, like, I ain't understand blogging. You know, back then I was so young and just like fresh in the game to the point where I ain't understand this and how important it is and how much you have to be how you is.
Absolutely. But I will say, I made one of the worst hip-hop predictions about 10 years ago when I did Vlad TV. They asked me, they said, who gonna be around longer, Rich Homie Quan or Young Thug? And I said, probably Rich Homie Quan. Clearly I was wrong. clearly I was wrong.
How you feel about that?
I mean, you don't get them all right.
You was wrong.
You
were wrong.
Just say, I was wrong.
Yeah.
I was definitely wrong. But then also too, I would hear people in Atlanta talk about you from a street perspective. So I was like, well, he seemed like he in too deep.
Never too deep. Gotta have your head on right, man. I just gained, like knowledge and growth,
Oh, it's evident. You can see it.
Became older. Certain things you just don't want to deal with, man. I kind of grew out of it, though.
You grew out of what? Just
feeling young and just like doing young, like arguing on it. And,
yeah.
None of that never really meant, man. Back then it did, though, because I was just like new to the industry.
Right.
That's why I was so mad at you, just because I was like, I was fresh out of the ghetto. So seeing that type of back then, you're like, what the this
No, I get it.
He said he was going to torture him, and Charlamagne was like, I'm not going nowhere.
That thug, he gonna kidnap me and torture me. I ain't never heard no like that. It was right after the Birdman said, Charlamagne, we gonna torture you, boy. We
think he tough.
We gonna beat you the up.
Wayne about to come to Atlanta. We're gonna see if he's tough.
I know.
He said
nope.
that.
I'm not going nowhere near Atlanta after something like that.
Nah, that had nothing to do with that stuff.
He got talked to Birdman like 2 weeks ago too, man. Bank put us on the phone together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all came up. Y'all.
Yeah, because I mean, listen, he from the South, I'm just from the South. I respect that man. That man put a lot of money in black people's pockets. I'll never want to get that misconstrued. You know what I mean?
Right.
The crazy part is, even back then, I would always get calls from my folks in Atlanta like, bruh, Thug the real deal. And even before you even like popped off, when you had like Stoner out, I think it was Stoner, and I forgot the other record. Like rappers be in the studio with you like, man, this in here with guns right now. And I don't know if this is true. Somebody said you used to walk around with tampons in case you got shot. I swear a rapper told, I ain't gonna say the rapper name, but I swear a rapper told me that.
Walk around like that.
Yes, in case you got shot, you could put the...
That sound like something like f***ing...
Yep. Yes. 100%.
So that's verified.
That's exactly who said it.
That nigga trip. I don't ever think I was at the point where I was preparing myself to get popped, to get shot.
Yeah.
Just imagine you like, I need a tampon. Young Thug's like, I got one for you.
Like,
how you know it was him though?
When you said 10 years ago, he one of the guys that kind of met me when I was, on the rise.
Got you.
Upcoming artist, he met me back then. And he always tell people a funny story about me being in the radio station with a gun.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't on no stupid shit, just like, I damn near forgot it. I had it on me. Like,
Yeah.
In Atlanta, our laws are different, so like, we can have guns.
Absolutely. You don't have one on you now, do you?
Yeah.
Don't do that to him. Don't do that to him.
That nigga like, oh my God.
What would 2021 Thug tell 2011 Thug?
You were right.
Like, you saw all of this. Like, you saw you becoming the mogul with the music.
Yes.
I guess people could say even fashion icon.
Yes.
Influencing the game with your music.
I was always good at that. Like, influencing, dressing. I was like the big dog in my hood before rap. I was 16 years old, like running the whole hood.
Mm-hmm.
So I always I dealt with that my whole entire career.
I still want to go back to the past, man, because I want to talk about the myth of Young Thug, because I used to hear so much shit about you. I heard that you was protecting the city of Atlanta, basically, after Katrina, because it was people coming into the city, they was robbing folks and like killing folks, and you was on some like superhero Avengers like protecting the city of Atlanta.
Who'd you hear you begin your information from about me?
All these myths. The legend.
I honestly don't think nobody told you that.
I promise you.
I think you just think that, like,
no, man.
Now you can look at somebody like, I bet this had the whole world. That was actually right though. New Orleans boys.
That's right.
They tough.
And it was like right after Katrina, they had like list of people they wanted to take out in the city, and
they was trying to extort. They was extorting a few people, but it's just like I never went like look for nobody or nothing like that. It's just it ended up coming to our hood.
That's what I heard. I heard it was used. I heard it was defense. It was all defense. The thug was on the front lines protecting the city of ATL.
This was before rap though.
Yep.
I'm only like 11, 12. Just got guns. I probably had my first gun at like 9 or 10.
But they said it was grown rappers coming to you though.
Nah, facts.
How did that all simmer down? Did it just over time? Like,
yeah. So many people had ended up going to jail dealing with that. It was probably like 20 people that got life sentences.
Wow.
About this situation.
When you look back on it though, you can understand. I guess you can understand why they was doing what they was doing, because they was just kind of like starving and.
Right. I respect it though. Just growing up, I ain't respect it back then. I'm just like, I don't give a what happened to y'all in the hood. I don't care about none of that.
Mm-hmm.
Not about to do that. Yeah. But growing up, it's like, I would definitely did the same thing they did. They actually didn't do anything wrong.
And you didn't do nothing wrong either by protecting it.
Right.
You think in general, when you first started doing music, they were pretty supportive of you?
Yeah. I was already popular before I started doing music. At one point, I was popular for being the youngest nigga in Atlanta getting shot, shooting people. Like, I got shot, I think I was like 12, 13. My first time getting shot.
Damn. What happened? Oh, you don't feel like talking about it?
It was a shootout. Some niggas just pulled up in our hood, rolled down the window. You know what's so crazy? One of the guys is my best friend now.
He a rapper too, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
You talking about?
21?
No, it wasn't him though. It was some from his side of town though.
Mm-hmm.
Now this like my best friend. This shot me.
How does that happen? Like, how does that transition of him becoming one of your best friends?
He ended up going to jail like 3 times. Not for that. He didn't ever go to jail for shooting me. He ended up going to prison like 3 times though. Like doing like 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, like that. I think I just grew a heart from him because of prison. I'm just like, this keep going to prison. Man, I can't even kill this.
That ain't funny, man. This guy is so crazy. You like the Joker forever. The other thing they used to say about you, they used to be like, yo, I used to get called like, no, listen, he's like the Joker.
I'm like a man. I'm actually a warm-hearted, like I'm really a calm, cool, good-hearted guy. I'm like hands-on, so I see like sides of people that you probably wouldn't see.
I like the lesson in the fact that, you know, you and homie is cool now though. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because like a lot of youngins can learn from that. Like you don't gotta be final with your ops all the time.
And they don't gotta start because like all that happened. Like few of them got shot, few of us got shot, but now we friends. So all that was for nothing. Everybody jeopardized their life. Everybody could have went to prison, and it was about nothing.
All right, we got more with Young Thug when we come back. Don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Young Thug. Yee.
Well, you're a very loyal person, so if somebody in your crew doesn't get along with somebody, that automatically means you don't either, right? Or how does that work? Do you try to squash things?
Yeah. I'll be the person that try to squash it. Because I just like, I don't know, man. I'm getting older. I remember just like seeing my mom cry when my brother died. I'm like, I just don't want to see nobody's mom cry, bro.
Wow.
People got families too.
Yeah. My mom probably didn't go to sleep 5 years straight. My brother died, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm older, so I guess I just think about that type of shit more.
And you blessed, right? Because a lot of people God don't give everybody that opportunity to even have that type of reflection.
Right.
To even look back on it and be like, man, that was for nothing.
And he gave us an opportunity like a few times. We did a lot of dummy missions with millions of dollars. We did a few stupid that could have got everything took.
Think about life without you. Like, think about all the people that you provide for, all the people you done put on, you done help put in position. There's no you, there's probably no Gunner, there's probably no Baby, who knows?
Right. Thank God.
That's the other story. The other story is, well, that's true, though. You gave Baby money to get out the street, to rap.
Just going to the hood, because he like money. If he can make $5,000, $10,000 every day, that's the only way he'll stay out the hood, if he can make the same money that he making in the hood. Because if he just sit in the hood, he going to make $10,000, $20,000 every day. Profit, all profit.
What did you see in Little Baby back then? Because he was still in the street, fresh. What did you see in him back then that said, nah, bro, I'm gonna pay you to stay out the street and rap?
I was scared for him to like go back to jail because he just did a bid. He got straight out of jail and went straight back to the same neighborhood, the same house that the police busted and locked him up. He went right back to the same house. It was a spot, you know. But he was popular too. He reminded me of like when I was before rap, because I was popular before rap. He's popular too. Before rap, he was like getting a lot of likes on his Instagram, and people like, he got like nice ass captions and stuff. I'm like, yo, you should try to make a song, bro. You probably be crazy. Just show him the life, and like took him with me a few times everywhere, and he started saying like, "Oh damn, this easy," you know, cause we grew up together too. So it makes it feel like it's easy. If he seen me do every single thing, he's just like, yeah, I can do it. But I really used to pay this to go to the studio.
How much? You said five a day? You said?
We getting like 5,000, 2,000, 3,000. Cause he was a young nigga. So like, I might be gone to LA for 3 days. So it's like, here go 4,000. But he's still hustling. He's still getting real. He getting his own money, but he got a gambling problem.
Yeah, I hear that all.
Gambling problem. He for sure lost 10 times more money than he ever had.
Why not put him on YSL? YSL wasn't established back then.
Yeah, it was. I was dealing with a lot of like court shit. I was dealing with so much shit. I'm like, I ain't bringing him in that. He just got out of prison for the same shit. I'm like, man, I'm gonna tighten up. And then I was like, man, you know what? Let's take you to my buddy, man. P, he a good guy. He gonna focus.
That's honorable though. Just to bring him to P and say,
I am. This was literally signed to me.
Gucci had you in the kind of same situation, right?
Yeah. He ended up going to prison. He probably like spent so many millions of dollars fighting the case just to get the 3 or 4 years that he did do. He spent probably all of his money. So he just like sold some of his assets. You know what I'm saying? I was just one of the assets.
Okay.
He sold me to the label.
You know, is it easier for you to talk about things now that you're a little older and things are more in the past? Because I noticed on the album, right, you started off with Die Slow and you tell some personal things. It sounds like you're just having a conversation. So how hard was that for you to make that decision to put that all out there?
It was hard and it's only because I just don't like people to feel like they know me. I liked it better when Charlamagne just was like, damn, I wonder how he is.
Right. You hear all these stories.
As opposed to, oh, he a cool guy, you know?
I mean, it's dope though, because you have one perception to people looking and you throwing people off. You're like, why he doing that? Why he doing that? But then you hearing these stories and you like, for real? So me personally, you got to believe the street, right?
Yeah, you better. Leave him on the street, bro.
You think if you would have seen Charlamagne back then?
He wouldn't have saw me. I know how to avoid people.
Do I think it would have been smoke?
Or you think you would have came up to him or anything, like a conversation?
100%.
I believe you.
I was literally mad at you, and I don't know why.
I can tell.
He shoot you and give you a tampon.
Man, shut up, man.
I don't. There wouldn't have been no guns involved. Hell no. We probably would have just got to arguing. It just would have been like, nah, I probably would have did something to your ass, man.
I'm telling you, I used to get the calls. They used to call me like, Charlamagne, I'm telling you now, he like the Joker.
I don't like when people trying to make it seem like I'm just psyched out on crazy.
No, they said, I promise. And it was a woman that told me that, and she ain't say it like that. She said he's a great guy, he's a nice guy, but he's like the Joker. He'll be so nice, and then he'll set fire to the town.
Who told you that? Walker Mama?
No. It was somebody else.
Yeah.
Now you also said on Die Slow, you seeking God's soul because you know something's missing. What do you think is missing?
I just got a few problems still in my life. They're not even that big. They're just like, they won't leave though, you know? And I think it's because it's like, you thought you got to know God, but it hasn't been that good. Like, you know, it's not good enough to the point where he's like, capiche, to your problems. You know? Because it's like, damn, why the hell am I still having these problems? I got everything. My people got everything. Everybody got everything. I still got certain problems. And I think it's just like, I need to get closer to God, you know?
Is it things that you running from? Like things you trying not to deal with internally, maybe?
Nah, I'm grown. I'm black. I deal with it out top. Whatever problem I have, I deal with it right then. If I'm gonna cry, if I'm gonna bitch about it, if I'm gonna do anything, I do it right then. As soon as I notice it's a problem, I go ahead and deal with it. Once I stop crying or like feeling down about it, I won't ever feel down about it. Yeah. So I just go ahead and deal with it.
When the last time you cried?
Maybe like a month and a half ago.
You remember for what?
Of course.
That's your business. You ain't got to share if you don't want to.
You're like,
well, why'd you want to be on Donda so bad? I saw you say that you called him and said, if I don't get on this album, it's going to be a problem.
It ain't that I want to be on it so bad. It's just like, bro, we got 100 songs, putting the motherfucking songs out there. Like, you a billionaire. Like, you at the point where it's like, you don't need none of this shit. If I was Kanye West or Jay-Z, if I just say I was Jay-Z or Kanye, I probably would have more features than anybody in the world. If I'm at the point where I know me being on your song can make it number one, I'm definitely getting on the song. That's what I respect about Drake.
Yeah, you all got that number one song right
now. Like, you help, and you genuinely do it.
Way Too Sexy was your concept, though? It feels like a Doug song.
Yeah. Came to the studio, like, fresh. People like, man, you on some sex shit, bro. We just in the studio talking and just like listening to beats. The beat come on, and Pluto just like, man, let's do some sexy So we just like freestyling to each other. Then it's just like, too sexy for. It just came about like that.
I see you talk about the icons a lot. You feel like they don't reach out to you the way you would want to?
No, they don't. They genuine, all good people though. I don't know why. Maybe they want me to just figure it out and just go through it, you know, so you can like actually learn it and like respect it. Or maybe it's just like, we in the same league. I can't tell you this. Most of the time it be, I can't tell you. I don't like that type of shit. Because I always spill the beans. Like, I'm gonna tell anybody anything that can help them win. Like,
but your lane different though. Everything that might have worked for them may not work for you.
Right. But it ain't even about like what to do. It's just more about like being reminded or just feeling love. The OGs are like hands on, you know, because that's all young fiend for like OGs that got their hands on. But you got Drake playing everybody part.
So Drake like the industry OG for a lot of people.
Yeah, I gotta put him right there. And then it because of the way he's saying the songs or none of that. It's because he with every body. Upcoming artist the most. I got to respect it. He just know like I'm the hottest in the world. I can go #1. You can become a superstar by me doing this song or hopping on your song. He actually know that, and he do it for those exact reasons.
All right, well, don't move. We got more with Young Thug. When we come back, it's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Young Thug. Yee.
Elton John, you're on his album, right?
Right.
So you and Elton John, now to me, that's interesting.
How the that happened?
But I'm a fan.
I saw him say you can freestyle better than Eminem.
Well, yeah, of course, Eminem. Elton John, like, he a fan. The first thing he ever said when I met him was, when WAP get out.
Oh, good.
Yeah. But then he said WAP.
Damn.
He said Guap.
No, he didn't, man. Stop playing.
I swear to God, I'm not a liar.
Wow. Where did you meet him? Like, you gotta tell us how that connection even happened.
You sampled you sampled Rocket Man.
Yes, I did Rocket Man. So that's the first time we ever got in touch. And he got a condo in Atlanta. So this is a story. Damn, I wonder, should I tell you this story?
Sure. Please do tell.
It was a story about him and his first lover. Now he met his first lover in 1991 in Atlanta. That's the year I was born. And the lover name was Jeffrey.
Wow.
Right. And he helped him, like, you know, stop everything he was doing and just like become a man. And like, it was just like a father figure to him, but it was his fiance, his partner. And he was a fan of Gucci Mane, so he heard me on one of Gucci Mane's songs. So he old school, so he just like pulled everything about you up. Oh, yeah, Leo, he born. Whoa, 1991. Where you from? Atlanta? Oh my God, what? The whole background is the same as his ex fiance. So he just like, what? Just started paying attention. But he a real fan. He really can sing the songs.
And so he hit you up like, yo, pull up. We need to meet. And
I'm in Atlanta.
Wow. You and Tip, y'all had a relationship before rap too, or before you was a rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He talk a lot of stuff, but he's actually like one of the realest guys in the world.
100%. That's why I always wonder, like, you know, it's hard for y'all, right? Because y'all come from a certain environment, but then y'all get to these levels, and people don't necessarily may know the background. So then you find yourself maybe having to prove yourself sometime in this rap game.
Right. Gotta just stay out of the way. Cause like sometimes just chase you, no matter how much you run. You know, sometimes trouble just chasing you.
You still think it's chasing you?
Yes, I've did enough in my life to where it probably chased me for the rest of my life.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you make amends for that?
Just dealing with it. Like whatever happens. I made the bed, you know, lay in it.
Do you try to course correct things now by doing things, you know, like maybe pay off that karmic debt?
Yeah. I've been doing that for at least like the last 7 or 8 years. You know, some people just like, you don't know me, so you look at me a certain way. Anybody who know me, you know, like, oh, he's too good. Nothing probably wouldn't happen to him. He's like a good guy, you know? You just have to be around.
How much have Kevin Liles and Leo Cohen done for you as a man and artist?
Oh, not much. They gonna make you a man. Kevin Liles will like, he'll baby you sometimes, but like, Leo Cohen don't give a He made me a man. I hated him more than you.
Really? But you used to be with him though.
Everything was just bad. My first deal was bad. just signed a deal, and then no one ever contact me, and it's just like I'm in the streets. I'm just like young, and like I'm like it's just everything is just like you know. And then you trying to pop off, and then you feel like you owe a label. You know what I'm saying? And you like I've been signed to them for like 2 or 3 years, but I don't even know nobody. I don't know one person here, but he a good guy. It took me like 9 months, a year to forgive him. He a good guy. He a dad.
So when you say forgive him, what is because of a bad contract?
Yeah. I just seen from his shoes. It was like a brand new company. All he's doing at that point is just signing artists. Like I'm just building the roster.
Giving everybody the same contract.
Right.
And do you think also, because like Charlamagne's heard all these stories about you, people have heard stories about you think that maybe they were intimidated too?
Charlamagne got the right to be like, yo, I don't want to be around him. I feel like if me and you ain't head on, like, hey, we doing something to each other, we see each other, it's no way. That's, you know, that's just you just framing me at that point. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to him, of course, we had real going on, like to the point where we see each other, it might be up. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry for that too, bro.
Apology accepted. I apologize for anything I said that made you want to kidnap me and torture me.
Yeah, you said bull. You said a lot of bullshit.
What I said, I really, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even really be remembering.
I feel like you
man.
kept it going too after that. Like you said something.
I was even looking this morning, like I was looking.
Ain't no gangster, he a gangster though. The game, Wayne, they finna come to the city, he a gangster. We'll know if they don't make it out.
I said that? I remember when you tweeted, Breakfast Club is the devil.
I did?
Yeah.
Yes. I think that was after the game interview.
Yeah.
That's why.
Because I guess you in the game had a situation back then.
Yeah, then it's like you start trying to do interviews with everybody I was beefing with. You like,
no, man,
which one you were working with?
Come on, dog.
You doing an interview with the game?
Back then? I mean, even now, listen, I would interview Game now, but
back when?
I don't even remember when that was. 2015? He had albums and stuff.
Man, that ain't then.
But I don't like to be one of them people, like, you know, if we rock with you, we rock with you, whether you up, whether you down, like.
It definitely ain't about that, because at that point, it was bigger than me. But it was like, it did nothing for you.
Nah, I'm sure it did good on YouTube and stuff like that.
Oh my God.
But you see, we interview plenty people, man.
Right, but
it wasn't nothing. It wasn't like let's interview Game because Game beefing with Doug.
That's what I felt. I was goddamn 18.
No, man.
19.
It never was personal.
I'm just saying.
I feel you.
There were times back then that we thought you were going to come up here and do an interview, because I remember they kept being like, would you interview Doug? And I'm like, would he want to come to the show? That's why even now I was surprised.
I always wanted to do this show too. Always. This is one of the biggest shows. Y'all know y'all got it. Y'all got it.
We always wanted you here. I saw you. I saw you post one day. One day you just posted my picture with laughing emojis. I'm like, man, what's up with Doug? Yeah. It's a random picture with laughing emojis.
Motherfucker.
well, you got Mac Miller and Juice WRLD on the album too. You was close to both of them, or just Juice?
Yeah.
I know you was close to Juice.
Both, like brothers.
Did you ever process like the depths of Mac and Juice? I mean, you've seen people go before, but once you're in the industry and you get industry relationships and you see that, did you ever process that?
No, I feel like I'm still running from it.
You and Juice had a bunch of music together, right?
Damn, man, yeah.
So when you hear it now, like, does it bring up all those old memories and everything else?
Yes. He liked being around me. We spent a lot of time together. Spent a lot of time. Mac too. I was with Mac the day before he died.
Wow. No.
He was at my studio. We did the song on my album. This so crazy, but it's coincidental. He came to the studio, did a song on me. The next day, he died. And the song that we did at the studio, the name of the song is Day Before.
Wow.
But the song is just about like women. Like back then they didn't want me, now I'm hot. They all, you know what I'm saying? But it was like flamboyant, like Day Before.
Damn.
This died in this day, bro.
Do you go back and think about those last conversations, those last moments? I mean, you didn't know that was gonna be the last moments, but
yeah, I think deep on that, because it's like, is that a sign? Have you ever just wished like God could just really talk to you?
I feel like I talk to him. That's why I do meditation
all the time.
Yeah, when I meditate, I feel like he gives me the answers. And he just talk. It's real quiet. It ain't as loud as the noise around you. Like, you'll see it on TV, social media, people in your ear. But when God talk, it's like real quiet. And he only gonna say it once. Or she, I say he or she. That entity is only gonna say it one time. Like, you know the right things to do. You very self-aware, Thug.
Right.
And you have good intuition.
That's right. I can see that in you.
Right. Good guy. I'm really a good guy.
All right, well, don't move. We got more with Young Thug when we come back. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Yeah.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking in with Young Thug. Yeah.
When it comes to women, are you a good guy?
Oh, here come that tea. She trying to get that tea stuff.
That bullshit. What you mean when it comes?
They do this. What you mean?
What you mean when it comes to women?
I mean, listen to your music. Like you have this one song where you like, what is it? You said you f***ed it last night and then never.
I can't get you out of this one, dog. That's between you and her.
What is it like? What is it like for you? Are you single now? Are you still in a relationship?
Have you ever noticed that you always talk about sex?
I didn't say anything about sex. I said single or in a relationship.
I know. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying?
I got a whole podcast about it called Lip Service about relationships and sex.
It's crazy. That whole
I always notice that the guys who are real usually treat their women better than most, right? So do you think that as you are reflecting on everything in your life, do you think that when it comes to relationships, that you've been the person that you want to be, the man that you want to be in a relationship?
Oh, of course. You know, taking care of the house, making you feel like your father. You know, the thing you got to do with women, you got to make them feel like you their father.
Right, because you want to feel secure. You also want to feel like if something goes wrong, he's going to be there to take care of it. That's the first person you call when something's going down. Are you trusting of women when you're in relationships?
I trust the girl that I'm in a relationship with. Mm-hmm. But other women, no, I don't trust no damn. No.
How hard does it get to get to the point where you trust somebody? Like who you're with now. How hard did it take? How long did it take? You have your guard up, you have your walls up, you never know what somebody's there for. How long was that process?
Oh, it wasn't long. I loved it. I loved it. It wasn't long at all. It was seconds. But my guard came down so fast. Like,
that's your intuition.
How'd you know she was the one?
I didn't know. I just went with the flow.
Mm-hmm. I want to go back to what you said about being the father, because a lot of people hear that and try to misconstrue it, but it's true. Like, men should be nurturing, and we should be loving, and we should be caring and protectors and providers, like a father would. That's why I got 4 daughters. When my daughter come to me and some man come to me and ask for one of their hand in marriage, I want to make sure that he can do all of those things for her. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I understand what you meant by that.
Right.
What was the purpose of trashing the Rolls Royce?
I don't know. I just wanted. I wasn't in album mode, and I just was like, you know what? I want to do something really cool.
What did it symbolize for you?
It just symbolized punk and rock star, and just like, yeah, it's me.
Who car was that?
Man, hey, I bought this same day, man.
What?
Oh my God.
Man, I left that at the club, man.
Oh my God.
So you bought it, no insurance, no nothing?
Yeah, for sure. But it's trash at this point.
Did you buy it or did you lease it?
I bought it. I don't lease no more car.
So you spent the whole $300, $400?
Yeah.
God damn. Was it worth it?
Yes. It was really fun. I had hid the keys somewhere in LA though, so whoever find the keys can have the car.
It ain't drivable, is it?
You get it fixed?
You get it fixed.
You get the parts?
It might be about 100.
Wow.
But you definitely can get it. Definitely can get it fixed. It's only dents. Windows.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your relationship with J. Cole. And I like when you guys work together, because some people in their head might be like, what's that going to sound like? But obviously y'all have a good relationship and been working together. What are some things you learned from J. Cole?
Keep going. Keep believing. Because it got to a point where you didn't want to hear like certain type of music. And his music was that music. Mm-hmm. And he just kept believing and never stopped. He always did the numbers, but it was like he couldn't catch the right tour. He couldn't sell, he just kept going. I got that from him. He's a family guy. He's always with his wife and his kid. Always, every single day. Every dollar ain't good.
That's true. Every dollar ain't good. Have you turned down some huge situations?
Of course. Millions of dollars, maybe.
What's the last thing you turned down?
I think it was like 3 shows. Somebody wanted to do 3 shows with me, but I wanted $1 million for a show, and they wanted to give me like $800.
I mean, 8 sounds pretty good. I mean, 800 sounds pretty good, dog.
No, because then that's your number.
Yeah.
I didn't actually push it away. Mm-hmm. I did just enough to where they'll come back.
Right. What's your relationship like now with Wayne, Lil Wayne?
We haven't been to the studio a few times.
Word?
Got a few songs together. Supposed to be working on this album, man. I told him, I'm like, bro, you my idol. Like, we just got to do an album. Mm-hmm. Whatever you want, you can have the album. I don't care.
Did you ever really dislike him? Or that was just...
I ain't ever disliked him.
You felt like he didn't like you, though, because he didn't shake... I know you said he didn't shake your hand when you ran into him, and then people...
Just a lot of
people felt like you were trolling him.
When you did the car, was it Carter 6? Yep.
corny to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, trolling a is corny. I don't think I ever was trolling him. I really wanted to be like him, but it just seemed like I was trolling him, you know?
Mm-hmm. Did y'all have that conversation, you and him?
We definitely had conversations. But
do you remember that first one y'all had after all of that? After all the stuff that played out in the media?
Yeah. It was easy too, like, which I know we are like, because it wasn't even like a long conversation. It was literally seconds.
Mm-hmm.
But I understood.
Mm-hmm.
I walked off not feeling a certain type of way. He walked off not feeling a certain type of way.
Who put it together? Birdman?
Yes.
Wow. And you said it was seconds.
Like, whatever, bro. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I love you, bro. Lock in.
And that's all you needed. And y'all been doing songs and shit ever since. Wow.
That's all it ever was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he just probably mad at Bird or something.
Mm-hmm. And that picture with Lil Durk, what was on that computer, man?
Gotta ask Durk.
Pro Tools.
He told me not to ever tell nobody.
No, man.
We definitely wasn't looking at Pro Tools.
What? Really?
Definitely wasn't looking at Pro Tools.
So he called you like, don't ever tell nobody what we was looking at.
I asked him before, like, hey. He like, nah, man, don't do it. I say less.
How much do numbers matter to you? Because I know your last couple of albums were number one. Obviously, you have the song that's number one with Drake. But when it comes to this album, which, you know, could be number one, I know Meek was saying that those numbers, Billboard, none of that matters to him. How much does it matter to you?
The same amount. It's just numbers. It ain't about none of that. Like, at one point, J. Cole album was going number one, but he couldn't sell a theater. So, do the numbers matter?
That's real. Does Thug have any regrets over the last 11 years of your time in this industry?
Not doing every single thing I wrote out.
It ain't too late.
Ain't ever too late. But that's my regret. I regret getting into it with people. I regret spending so much money.
On what? Just material items like
just
cars?
Everything.
We don't believe you, Thug. You just bought a car last week and beat up on it for no reason.
I regret it.
You regret
that
already? A week later, you regret it? I said, not even a week. A few days later, you regret it already?
Y'all should have seen me in that caught that bet. I said, oh my God, you think you are?
Hey, Thug, man, I'm happy that you came to the Breakfast Club, and it's good seeing your evolution over the past 10, 11 years, my brother. Truly, man. And I apologize for anything I said that offended you in the past. We was all younger and stupider back then. Because I like seeing young black men get money. And you making other black men rich, man.
That's the beauty of it.
That's the beauty of it.
Mm-hmm. Not just getting money,
putting other people in position. Gotta respect it.
Well, so far, because the album came out later than we anticipated, you know.
Post Malone still was doing his verse.
What?
No.
At midnight.
I didn't know that's why. Oh, man.
Called me at 12 o'clock like I'm almost done. I'm like, oh, my God.
But you must have just reached out to him to do it then.
No, he's just taking his precious time.
Is it going to be a deluxe? You know, everybody does a deluxe with some songs that they didn't have on there at first. You're going to do a deluxe also?
Deluxe? They burnt out now.
I don't be caring about them. Mm-hmm. You know, honestly, it's not like once I listen to your album, if I like it, I'm gonna keep going back to it. But if I listen to it and I ain't really with it the first time, it's like I'm gonna go back.
2-3 more bull ass songs.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, congrats. Punk'd
Salute
is
the
out.
Young Thug. Appreciate you for coming, brother. Punk'd is out right now. It's the Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Angela here. Don't you wish everything was as easy as getting quality coverage from the General Insurance? The General offers the quality coverage you deserve at prices you can afford. Switch to the General and you could save over $500. Call 800-GENERAL or visit thegeneral.com. Some restrictions apply.
You get donkey of the day. Yeah, you dumb ass. You get donkey of the day. Yeah, you dumb ass.
You are a donkey. It's time for Donkey of the Day.
Donkey of the Day, huh? I'm gonna fatten all that shit around your eye.
They want this man to throw them blows, man. They waiting for Charlamagne to tap these gloves. Let's go.
They had to make a judgment of who was going to be on the Donkey of the Day. They chose you.
Yes. The Breakfast Club, bitches.
Who's Donkey of the Day today?
Yes, Donkey of the Day for Monday, October 18th goes to the Louisiana State Police Department or Patrol for what they're doing to a state trooper named Carl Cavalier. Now, these are the kinds of stories I love to amplify because in situations like this, they are hoping for a lack of media attention because the less attention a story gets, the more injustice they can get away with it. All right? The more injustice they can get away with, they can bury it. All right? Now, y'all know I love Carrie L. Horn. Drop on the clues bombs for Carrie L. Horn. If you know who Carrie L. Horn is, she's a former police officer from Buffalo, New York, a sister who was fired for intervening when a white police officer attempted to choke a young black man. All right, this happened in 2006. She got fired in 2008 and just won a lawsuit to receive her pension this past April in 2021. I got a lot of love for Cariel Horn, and her situation made me hypersensitive to police officers who do the right thing. Because we all talk about this blue wall of silence and the idea of good cops or bad cops, and we often say you can't possibly be a good cop if you don't speak out against the bad cops. Well, cases like Cariel Horn show you that even when you are a good cop who stops bad cops from doing things like killing folks, there will be consequences and repercussions to you, and you will end up being punished. And that's exactly what has happened or is happening to Carl Cavalier. Would you like to know the story of Carl Cavalier? Well, let's go to BNC News for the report, please.
We turn now to Louisiana, where a black state trooper has been fired after speaking out about police brutality and racism within his department. This comes after Trooper Carl Cavalier gave several TV interviews criticizing the department for its handling of the death of Ronald Greene, a black man who died after he was beaten and dragged during an encounter with troopers. But police initially reported that Ronald died in a car crash. A spokesperson with Louisiana State Police says Cavalier is being let go because he violated department policy.
The officers that actually committed the crime still have their jobs. I'm curious to see whether or not he will be compensated with a civil lawsuit that I presume is forthcoming, given that he was terminated inappropriately. And there may have been rules about releasing information, but those are typically superseded when people are revealing information that is illegal.
Trying to get rid of an officer for doing the right thing. So you're a Louisiana state trooper who accused your colleagues of an internal cover-up because of the murder of a brother named Ronald Greene. Rest in peace to Ronald Greene. Now, I tell y'all all the time, I'm not the highest grade of weed in the dispensary, but if Louisiana State Police tell Ronald Greene's family that Greene died in a car crash, but body camera and dash camera footage show something totally different, meaning they show Ronald Greene being tased, kicked, and punched before he died in police custody, then somebody got some explaining to do. And Carl Cavalier feels the same way. Let's listen to him and what he had to say. Let's go to WWL-TV, CBS 4 for the report, please.
These guys are actively covering up a murder. You know, it can happen to anyone. My family member, your family member, I just want the right thing to be done. Yeah, so I consider it a murder because why else would we hesitate to be transparent about it? You know, why else would we not do our jobs and hold these guys accountable? Why else? What other reason? You know, there are still videos that still remain under lock and key.
This isn't a lack of transparency. This is just a straight up lie, okay? How can a system be changed from the inside out when people on the inside are punished for doing the right thing? Does law enforcement understand that these are the kind of situations that could build trust between the community and law enforcement? All we want to know is that someone is attempting to do the right thing. We just want to be treated fairly. We can't keep having these conversations about, you know, bad apples in law enforcement, because when you hear stories like this, clearly the whole tree is rotten. All right, see, Carl Cavalier, I can trust him, but I can't trust the system that he's a part of. And the reason they are firing him, I guarantee, is because now the system can't trust him. LSPD, if you fire Carl Cavalier, you are drawing a clear line in the sand between the people and your officers, a clear line in the sand of right and wrong, because you're telling the people what's right doesn't matter. Having integrity doesn't matter. The only people who should be fired in this situation is the officers who beat on Ronald Greene and then lied about how he died. Is this complicated to anybody? It shouldn't be. How can State Police Superintendent Lamar Davis send a letter to Carl Cavalier saying Cavalier violated department policies and procedures? How? Okay, clearly tasing, kicking, and punching a suspect already in custody is part of policies and procedures. Clearly lying about how a person really died is part of department policies and procedures. Okay, the system of law enforcement in this country really needs to be decrackified. Okay, racism and bigotry are not a part of law enforcement in America. They are law enforcement in America. It's literally the foundation law enforcement is built upon, and nothing is going to change as long as there are these individual cases like this, because it's easy to dismiss a Cariel Horn. It's easy to dismiss a Carl Cavalier, but what would happen if all the good cops in these departments stood up against injustice and not just one? What if it was a collective of officers saying, no, this is wrong, and this is not how we do things, and if it is how the system does things, we won't be doing them like this anymore? Even when I look at what Carl Cavalier was accused of in regard to violating the department's policy, It says they violated the department's policy on public statement, lawful orders, loyalty to the department. Why? Because he got loyalty to the people, dissemination of information, seeking publicity, and conduct unbecoming to an officer. Meanwhile, as Carl said, the officers who potentially killed someone and lied about it are still on the force. If what they did isn't unbecoming to an officer, what is? They said he's seeking publicity. Why? Because he's simply trying to get justice for a man who a bunch of officers allegedly killed, and then they lied about how he died? Oof. External circumstances will not change until internal belief systems change. Hold your head, Carl Cavalier. Please give the Louisiana State Troopers the biggest hee-haw.
All right. All right. Well, thank you for that donkey today. Now, this just in. My mom and dad just hit me. They told me that Colin Powell passed away.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So rest in peace. His family actually said it on Facebook. They said he died from complications from COVID, and he was 84 years old. And we'll give you some more information as we know, but it was just announced like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, and they said he was fully vaccinated. Mm-hmm. But he said he died of complications of COVID-19.
Oh, complications is a key word, by the way. Because he was 80-something years old. He probably had some other health issues and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, as we have more information, we will let you know as this just broke.
Wow. All right. Well, let's clear our minds. Let's open up the phone lines. 800-585-1051. I know we were talking about this behind the scenes, Yee.
Mm-hmm.
Tori Hart.
Yes. Tori Hart, she was talking about how people always give her flack for having the last name Hart from her ex-husband, Kevin Hart. Here's what she had to say.
One of the questions that the ladies asked me is like, why do you still have a Hart name? Right. And I'm like, well, because it's mine, first of all. Right. Second of all, because Kevin ain't never asked for it back, or he don't want to give it back. He's not tripping. And third of all, my kids don't want me to change my name. So that's something that people always ask me. And I'm like, that's my name. Get over it. I'm going to be a Hart until I decide not to be.
All right. So what's the question?
Yeah, she said that people were always ask her that, and I know this has been an issue, right? Of somebody when you get divorced, as a woman, if you get married, you can choose to change your last name to your husband's last name, but when you get divorced, then do you change your name back, or do you keep that last name? All
right, well, let's talk about it. 800-585-1051. When you get divorced, do you give back the last name? Do you take your original name? That is the question.
She said it's hers, though. She said that's my name, first of all.
It is. It is her name. Her name is changed, and that's her kid's name as well. So let's talk about it when we come back. 800-585-1051. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Pull out your phone. Call in right now.
Call me.
Add your opinion to The Breakfast Club topic. Break it down. 800-585-1051. The Breakfast Club. It's topic time.
Pick up the phone, baby.
Call 800-585-1051 to join into the discussion with The Breakfast Club.
Talk about it.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club on this Monday. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm tired. I ain't gonna lie. That Versuz kept me up late last night.
We're gonna talk about it in the next rumors.
All right, but now we're talking about Tori Hart. What's going on with Tori Hart?
She was talking about keeping her last name. It's her last name. Hart is Kevin Hart's last name from when they were married. They got married back in 2003. And they met when they were 19 and 20, came up together. They have kids together. The kids' last names are Hart. So she's keeping her name. Here's what she had to say at LAX airport.
One of the questions that the ladies asked me is like, why do you still have a Hart name? Right. And I'm like, well, because it's mine, first of all. Right. Second of all, because Kevin ain't never asked for it back, or he don't want to give it back. He's not tripping. And third of all, my kids don't want me to change my name. So that's something that people always ask me. And I'm like, that's my name. Get over it. I'm going to be a Hart until I decide not to be.
So 800-585-1051. What are your thoughts? Let's start with you, Yee. Now, your parents are divorced, right, Yee?
Mm-hmm.
Which is weird because they live with each other, and I always see them out together, like a couple.
They're used to each other.
They're used to each other. Okay, so what happened in that situation? What did they do?
My mom has her last name hyphenated. So she kept her last name and my dad's last name, but it's hyphenated now.
Okay. All right. Now, what about you, Charlamagne? Your parents are divorced as well?
Yeah, my mom still got the last name, though. Still got the last name McKelvey.
So what are your thoughts?
I don't give a damn. I never thought about it.
I mean, I think it's more up to the woman and what she wants to do. It's not really up to the man. Like, especially when you have kids, you might want to have the same last name, and you get used to having that name. So unless you, like, hate somebody and you're like, I don't want this last name at all anymore.
And my mom still got her maiden name, too, though. I mean, that's what I hope my daughters do when they get older and get married. I hope that they hyphenate, McKelvey with whatever last name it is.
Yeah, I would think that, if you still have kids, I mean, I'm sure you would want to keep the last name, especially if you want to go up to the school and wouldn't you want the same last name as your kids, you think?
And then you might just like the way it sounds. Some people just like the way their last name sounds. Like, look at Jennifer from Basketball Wives, Jennifer Williams. She was married to Eric Williams. She's still Jennifer Williams, even though, they don't have any kids together.
But what about a situation like that where Jennifer Williams obviously don't mess with her ex at all? Like, it seems like they hate each other. Am I correct with that?
I don't know if they hate each other, but I don't think they communicate.
Yeah, because if that was the case, if I hated my ex, I don't know if I would want my ex to have my last name, right? Well, you wouldn't, maybe?
But as a man, there's nothing you can really do about it. It's really just up to her.
Yeah, I do wish that. I mean, I think that is something that probably needs to change in the future. I don't see why the husband doesn't take the woman's last name and the woman take the husband's name. You know what I mean? Like, let it both be hyphenated because you got kids, right?
So you would want your wife's last name.
Why not? If we got
I've
kids,
always said that. I always feel like it's hard for women to have to give up what they've been known as in their own family lineage, and I do think hyphenation would be a good thing.
Yeah, if we got kids, why not? Because the kids should have both last names too.
That's a lot to write down, though.
Who cares? Nobody cares about the last name.
And what
anyway.
happens when they get married and they got 3 hyphenations, and then it keeps on going?
They call you they don't call you Mr. McKelvey?
100%. So it's like, it's you would still be picking one, but it still would be hyphenated, right? Like Knowles Carter. You know what I mean? Jada Pinkett. What's Jada Pinkett last name? Pinkett, right?
Pinkett, yes.
Pinkett Smith.
It's Pinkett.
Jada Pinkett sound like one name. Pinkett Smith. You know what I mean? Like I don't think there's anything wrong with having one last name.
Smith?
Mr. Pinkett Smith, how are you? Mr. Knowles Carter, how are you? You know what I mean?
But then when the kids get married, their name's Knowles Carter, whatever.
Yeah, Knowles Carter.
A lot of names.
Jackson.
What do you mean?
If the kids get married and their last name is Knowles Carter,
now they married to Jackson, so it'd be Knowles Carter Jackson.
Maybe.
Then when they get married, it'd be Knowles Carter Jackson.
Maybe.
McKelvey. Then it'd be Knowles Carter Jackson McKelvey.
Maybe. I just don't see the problem. I really don't see the problem with combining the names.
That's too much. Hello, who's this?
This is Shay.
Hey, Shay, talk to us, Shay.
How you doing? So I'm calling from South Carolina, but I'm from Milledgeville, Georgia. So the only thing I wanted in my divorce was my last name. I don't see any reason a woman could keep the person's last name she's divorcing.
Okay, so you kept it. What's your last name?
My last name is Jones. Now I'm remarried, and my last name was Moore.
Okay, so when you got remarried, you dumped it though.
No, when I got divorced, I dumped the last name. I'm not even gonna mention it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you, Mama. D, good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing this morning? You keeping your last name, huh?
Yes, I am.
Why?
Well, like I said before, mostly because I got 3 kids from this man. I'm actually getting a divorce right now. Man, I feel like I earned that last name anyway.
I earned it.
And that's your kid's last name?
Yes, all 3 of my kids got the same last name.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Mama.
All right.
800-585-1051. If you get a divorce, women, do you keep the last name or do you want your maiden name back? Let's talk about it. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
That can only mean one thing.